All right. Hello, hello. Just checking out to make sure that I am communicating with this other device. Hopefully, everything is going well. I'm going to check this one. Oh, it is. It is. Okay, good. Great. Yes. All right. So, now that all the platforms have caught up, um, welcome. Welcome to I was gonna make up a number, but I think this might be the 12th live stream that I've done so far in this series of sorts that uh, I'm still calling the one that I'm on today, the topic that I'm on today is the anxiety matrix and how it's controlling you without you even realizing it. So, a moment to heal. Sorry, that's the name. I'm like, I guess I could stay stuck on what I named it. Um, but so welcome back to a moment to heal. Today we're going to be talking about the anxiety matrix and how it's controlling you. And so I just want to welcome you guys into this space with me, this virtual space, hopefully so that you can take up more space, find more space within you for the work that we're about to do during this live stream session. So if you are new here, my name is Javon Gray, and I help high achieving women escape the anxiety matrix. So, those exhausting loops of overthinking, emotional reactivity, and stress driven burnout, so that they can finally enjoy the life that they work so hard to build. With that being said, I want to pose a question to you, and that is, do you think that you're making your own choices? Because what we are going to do today is we're going to think again. We're going to examine whether or not that is actually true. So, I got a few more questions to run through, and then we'll get into like why we're even talking about this today and how this might be helpful for you. So, for sure, if you've ever found yourself overthinking decisions, right? Even the decisions that aren't even that deep. Do you feel like your mind just won't shut off no matter how much you try to relax? Do you feel like you sometimes feel stuck in a stress cycle, even when, as far as anyone else can tell, life is fine? If any of that sounds familiar to you, it's not just like a bad emotional habit. It is also proof that you're trapped inside this anxiety matrix, right? So drop matrix in the comments if you are ready to wake up, if you're ready to take the red pill, because that is what I'm going to invite you to do today. So, first, I want to break down the three signs that you're stuck in the anxiety matrix and you don't even realize it. But first, I did want to just comment on, like why the matrix. And the main thing is because oftentimes the things that block us from moving forward, from being our best selves, from reaching our next level, from becoming are not real, right? They're psychological blocks that we oftentimes will stack up and double um, in order to protect ourselves in one way. And so taking this red pill, stepping out of the anxiety matrix, is about changing up those patterns that keep you stuck in that place. And so the three signs that you're stuck in the anxiety matrix are the first one is constant overthinking, right? Like you overthinking constantly and it feels normal to you. So you assume that everyone else is running the same endless thought loops that you are, but we're not, right? Like your brain cycles through every possible scenario like a never ending slideshow, right? That's what it can feel like. The second sign is that you feel like You have to control everything, right? So this is where my planners are, right? Like you feel like you have to have a plan in order to do something. You just feel more secure with the plan and things of that nature. You struggle to trust a process, the process or a process, right? And when things don't go as planned, um, your anxiety spikes, and oftentimes, even when things do go as planned, you have issues with anxiety. If um, if you're not double checking, fixing, or managing something, it feels like everything can fall apart. And most of the time, these are people who feel like I am holding everything together, right? If I don't move, this whole show shuts down. And the third thing is that you can't fully enjoy the present moment. So uh, if the moment is happy, if the moment is profoundly sad, regardless of what is going on around you, right? You aren't really experiencing it because you're thinking forward, you're thinking about what else could happen, you're thinking about um you know how so and so will feel when they find out that this is happening right now. Right. So even in the happy moments, there's this nagging thought of what could go wrong, and you try to relax, but your mind stays on high alert regardless. And so if you have ever felt any of these, drop a "that's me" in the comments. I would appreciate hearing from you guys. So in the second part of this, I wanted to talk about why your nervous system is keeping you in survival mode, even when, as far as anyone can tell, life is fine, right? So your nervous system has been trained to see stress as a constant state. So even when nothing's wrong, your body reacts like there is. Um, your brain equates stillness with danger. So when you finally slow down, that's why your anxiety is spiking. That is why you gotta have, two full-time jobs and a part-time. That is why you have to be in a bunch of different courses at one time. That's why you have to have your children in a bunch of different activities in addition to your job and your school and the this and the that's, right? Um, it's because your brain equates stillness with danger. You've been conditioned to believe that productivity equals safety, right? So, um, when you are resting, it just feels like it's wrong. Okay. And um the truth is, and again, I don't think that you should take my word as gospel. I think that you should experience this, right? Like just take the next 2 minutes and experience this for yourself, right? um do you see these things happening to you, for you? If you had to visualize what it would feel like for you to just completely be non-productive, and looking at it as a non-productive um, way, because that's what we oftentimes do when we are encouraged to take a break. What would that feel like? What would that look like for you? Okay, because the truth is that as I understand it, is that the cycle isn't natural, right? It's programmed. And just like you got wired into the anxiety matrix, you can break out. Okay. So, in the third part, I want to talk about how you can start to rewire stress patterns for true emotional freedom. So, um, the first thing that you can do is to break the hyper awareness cycle. Your brain is scanning for threats 24/7, even when they don't exist. Okay. So, starting to acknowledge what is real and present in the moment. So, like, legit scanning the room and acknowledging what is there, not what could be, not what's about to be, right? Like, not it's about to rain outside, but what is actually, acknowledging the greatness, acknowledging the overcast sky, right? Acknowledging how dark it's gotten without projecting into the future and deciding that that means that it's going to rain. And so that, and then if it's going to rain, then it's going to mess my hair up and I got to go, or whatever, whatever situation you wind up creating in your mind. When you are safe and right, when you are in the moment and you're safe, right? Acknowledging that, because I was actually just talking to someone who's becoming a dear friend of mine. We were chatting and like sending voice notes, and she was saying like something that really helps her, which I'm going to share with you guys, is that she would have like flashbacks to things that have happened before, and periods of time where she was not safe, right? She wasn't safe physically, she wasn't safe psychologically. Well, what we get in the habit of doing is when these flashbacks come up, we react as if we are not safe in that moment. And she will remind herself constantly that she is safe, right? Like she would acknowledge the things around her that reminded her that though her mind was doing something else right now, that she was safe in the moment. The second thing is to stop trying to think your way out of overthinking. And this is I think a pretty hard thing to do, because just the fact that you are labeling it as overthinking applies thought, right? So you have to think about it in order to like acknowledge this overthinking process. But the more that you analyze, the deeper you dig yourself into stress. Okay. And the more confused you get, like I can go on and on, the more that you think about anything, typically the worse off you are, right? Like you're in a worse box. So one of the main things that I like to highlight for people that I have actually been talking about for a while now is the fact that when I am in this, I am the overthinker, right? I've decided that I'm thinking too much, right? And then I also have to decide that I need to think about how I can stop thinking so much, right? So like I'm decided I'm broken. This is how I'm broken. And this is also this broken person that's trying to figure out how to fix it, right? Like it's this that's why you wind up, not getting anywhere, right? You wind up reaching certain goals and still feeling like you need something else in order to arrive, to get to this space that you're trying to get to. So also what comes with like trying to stop thinking, or stop trying. This is what happens when you stop trying to think your way out of overthinking. That was a whole lot of thanks. But so you shift from thinking to being, right? And that might involve thought, right? But the less you rely on thought, the less likely you will have thought and will find stillness. But there might be some feelings in there. There might be other sensations that come in. You could use deep breathing, different grounding techniques or movement, right? Instead of perpetuating these mental loops. And then the third thing that you can do to start rewiring stress patterns is to use guided meditation that are designed for unwiring anxiety. So the meditation that many folks tend to do, like the more generic forms of meditation, when you're stuck in the anxiety matrix, usually you need something else that will help you to rewire, because oftentimes you'll sit down into a generic meditation posture, or it's not a cycle, it's like a routine. You'll start with that routine, and when you are in an overthinking pattern, then you'll just have thoughts on thoughts on thoughts on thoughts on thoughts and feel like, okay, I'm getting this wrong, I'm not doing this right, what else should I be doing? And I actually have one for you that I personally use. And if you would like a free copy of it, then you can drop relax into the comments and then I'll send that to you. Um, so, um, I'm gonna wrap up, but what I want to say is that the anxiety matrix, it isn't just a habit, right? It's a program that is running your life, right? You are running the program. Um, and the program is running you. But you can break free, and that is what we're doing inside of Inner Revolution. So we are figuring out how to rewire our stress patterns so that we can actually experience peace and not be constantly trying to chase it or protect it. Um, if you are ready to stop feeling like your mind is constantly spinning, regain control over your emotions and reactions, learn real strategies to shift out of stress loops, then you want to join the waitlist for Inner Revolution now. Um, there are there will be a period of a couple of weeks. It's going to launch next month where I'm going to be inviting folks into Inner Revolution, the membership. Um, this is something that if any of this resonated with you and you want to go deeper, that is going to be an opportunity for you to do so. Don't forget to drop relax in the comments if you want to get my guided meditation for breaking through the anxiety matrix. And just know that this matrix was designed to keep you stuck because at some point that meant safety for you. But you were designed to be free, and freedom is what we're after in a revolution. And so I will see you inside of there.